How to make a pork pie with cider jelly. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is James Howe, this is Chef at Home, and today we're going to be kicking off my favourite festive treats with this fantastic pork pie cider jelly in a really crisp hot water pastry. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe down below, and we're going to kick off the tutorial today by making the pastry. Now you can do this with short crust if you like, but if you're going to do it properly, you should use a hot water paste. So for that you need about 200 grams of lard and roughly about the same amount of water, so about 200 ml. And I'm just going to pop those into a pan and let that come to the boil. While that's melting, I've just weighed out about 550 grams of plain flour. I'm going to use the mixer for this just for ease, but you can do it by hand just the same. Once your lard and your water have all melted together, flour into the mixer, switch it onto the lowest setting and just gradually pour the water and lard into the flour and it will form a dough. And just let it beat together to get all the gluten working. So what you'll end up with is a nice dough, and it's still really soft and really warm, so this just needs to cool down so you can work with it. So I'd pop that into a separate bowl, pop that into the fridge for an hour or so, just let it cool down so you can work with it. So while you're waiting for your pastry, you can move on to the meat mix filling. So I've chosen some minced pork shoulder. I'm just going to pop that into the bowl, and then to season it, you need good lashings of salt, good amount of pepper, dried mace, cayenne pepper, some sage and some thyme, and just an egg. So the egg's going to help bind it. So I'm going to get my hands in, give it a good mix. And once that's mixed, just into the fridge until you're ready for it. Now to return to the pastry, I'm going to be making my pie in this loaf dish. So what I need to do is first line this by just rubbing a little bit of butter onto the insides, and it'll stop the pastry from sticking. Now I've already floured my side, so I'm just going to cut about a third away and keep that back for the lid, and just shape it into a sausage. What shape you start with tends to be what shape you end up with. Gently start to roll out. After a roll, 90-degree turn. Turn. So you get to something around about the same size as 2 sheets of A4. So line the tin, reflour your rolling pin, and just roll it up so that you can pick it up, and then fold in the edges so that the bottom falls in, and you're just guiding it into the corners and into all the gaps. Now you're probably going to have bits flapping over like this, so just rip a little bit off, make it into a ball, and just press around the corners so the pastry starts to come into right angles. And that's your tin lined. Now to fill this, all you have to do is take the meat and pop it into the pie, leaving about 1 centimetre from the top. And reflour your side, and then we need to roll out the lid. Rectangle again. Roll, turn, roll, turn. Just whip up a little bit of egg wash, and just brush the edges of your pastry. Don't need to go mad, it just needs to be moist enough for the pastry to come together. Lift your pastry, grab your pie and just roll it over the top, and just start finding the edges and just pressing with your thumb to get the pastry to join. And grab a knife, start trimming down the edges. Grab a fork, just press the edges down. One, it helps join the pastry to the lid, and it just looks pretty. The last little thing, just with the handle of a teaspoon, just pop some holes in the top of the pastry. You're just creating air holes. So as this cooks, it's going to steam a lot, and you want that steam to come out of it. And finish off with a little bit of egg wash. And then into the oven for about half an hour. Then into the oven on about 150 for around about half an hour, 40 minutes. Now what you can do to make this pie extra awesome is make a really nice jelly. Now as it's a pork pie, I'm going to go with some cider jelly. So I've just got some sweet cider and about half a pint of ham stock. I'm just going to pop that on the heat to come to the boil. And then I'm going to take some jelly sheets. For jelly sheets, I always tend to work on the theory of 4 sheets to a pint. So I'm just going to pop them into some water just to soak. And all that's doing is just softening them so that they dissolve a lot better. Now the jelly sheets have softened. I'm just going to fold that into my cider stock mix. Just pull that off the heat and let that dissolve. Okay, so this has had around about 40 minutes. I just pulled it out the oven and it's nice and crisp to the touch, beautiful golden colour. So now I'm just going to pour this jelly we made into the holes, and that's going to create that layer of jelly around the meat. And now this just needs to cool down, so I'm going to leave this for a good few hours and just leave it to set. So my pot pie, it's had a couple, so just lift this. Beautiful. Valve off this end. Beautiful. And I'm just going to continue to carve. So to plate up, I'm going to show you 2 ways. First is a family style, where this would be ideal for going down the centre of the table. Lovely centrepiece. And I just lay the pieces around the plate like so. And serve that with some lovely piccalilli. And I'll show you this as a starter. The lovely quenelle of the piccalilli. And another. Garnish with some pea shoots and some garlic chard. And then a piece of the pork pie. Lovely. Finishing touch, a little vinaigrette. So there you have it guys, there's my pork pie plated 2 ways. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Next week I'm going to be showing you some tricks to make some amazing sausage rolls. But until then, I'll see you soon.